Welcome to this week's edition of Outfitter Tales, brought to you from sunny Bedfordshire. We've got a bit of noise going on in the background. Apologise about that. We're working. We've got clients about to go out in 10 minutes, so this is definitely a work in progress. Definitely. So this week, last week I did the Nocpix Lumi. This week we're looking at the Big Brother. So this is the Nocpix H50R. I'm going to give you a review on this after sort of my early thoughts really after about a week of using it on and off. So got that coming up for you. Yeah. What else we've been doing?
So obviously we're going to talk about what we've been doing this week.
Busy.
Yeah, and then we're going to bring you some clips of us down here in Bedfordshire having a look at some Chinese water deer.
Yeah.
For those of you who especially I know I've got a lot of guys up in Scotland and other areas, in fact most of England. I've never seen them before unless they've been actually physically out hunting them.
Yeah, so. This is probably the best Chinese water deer territory in the UK, probably, arguably.
Yeah, it gets expensive when you shoot meadows, doesn't it, Christopher?
Indeed it does, but I haven't shot any recently.
Neither have I.
Anyway, so coming up we've got the Nocpix review.
It's a good bit of kit.
Okay, so I'm literally bringing this to you from the field in Bedfordshire. We've got a guy out just around there in a seat. Rob's out with a client training for level 2 just across the way. So just to take a little bit of footage of Chinese water deer. So just going to take this opportunity to bring you my early thoughts on the Nocpix Vista series. So this is the top of the range. This is the H50R. Again, a unit that I am mightily impressed with. So sort of the features that appeal to me. First of all, this is very similar to the Lumi, the Vista Lumi that I did a review on last week. So what I like about it is the controls are all broadly speaking the same. Very intuitive, fit nicely under your fingers. So really we've got a 50mm objective lens. Diopter fine tune at the back to set that into your own eye. Again, you've got the eye cup, which I like, so that can move around depending on whether you're right or left eye. As I said, a lot of stalkers sort of shoot with the right and have the thermal on the left. I tend to use mine on the right, but you can move the cup around to suit and flip it back if you don't want to use it. I like the covers on these units. Little locking system, and it flips back and holds back, so it's not always wanting to roll forward. And clips back into place, so when it's putting it back in the pouch then keeps the lens clean, but there is a nice little catch on it which is not noisy, relevant in the field when you're stalking. Very, very big field of view from this unit. Charging port, standard USB charger in there. This one has a replaceable ion battery, accessible via the fairly easy control there, so the whole thing will drop out and put in, so you can carry a spare battery in your pack if you wish, and obviously if batteries start to degrade over time then you can replace. Battery life, optimum conditions, 5.5 hours, ample time for a stalking or a foxing outing. Controls as the other unit, the Lumi, are, as I've said, very intuitive. Your fingers fit over them nicely, so you're not having to look at them when you're out in the field when it's dark, and after all that's when these things are most useful. On-off button at the front, a little pause on the press and then it charges up. A very quick warm-up charge, ready to go, I don't know, a couple of seconds maybe. And then you have 3 standard controls on the unit. Your central is your menu button, so again one short press or one long press brings up either of the menus, and you have the standard menu and the standard colour palette menu. So all the functions then are controlled via up and down arrows between your sort of front and your back fingers. So it's very easy without looking at the unit just to operate and move through the menu, select an option and alter it to suit. Standard sort of colour palettes as you would expect on a thermal. Multiple options for carrying the unit, a very well thought out strap arrangement. So I carry mine in a pouch. This does fit in my Predator pouch quite comfortably, so I can flick it in and out. I tend to get used to I like it out of the way there, and then I can use it as I need it, sort of put it away. But there's 2 or 3 different strap arrangements, depending on whether you want to use it sort of close into your binoculars around here or as a harness around your neck. But lots of different options with that. And also it comes with a case which is designed to be able to fit or strap onto your belt. So again, Nocpix have actually thought about actually physically using it. Detection range on this 2,600 meters, which is, and you can see to that range. Very, very clear image. So remarkably clear, actually. It's the sort of thermal now that you're beginning to make an identification of the deer in sort of good, clear conditions. Still, I think you need to go onto the binoculars, but you've got quite such a clear view through this that you can actually do, in many cases, identify, the deer sex that you've got in front of you. Really wide field of vision as well, so you can cover one sweep covers a really wide area. But what is particularly impressive about Nocpix is the actual clarity of vision on these units. It's incredibly clear and sharp. It's a very quick gain, so I am impressed with that. Rangefinder in here, rangefinder effective up to 1,200 meters. Again, particularly for the foxing guys, that's a particularly useful function, or anybody doing any work at night. If you can pick up your target and then go onto a night vision scope, but you know your ranges and your distance, then makes life an awful lot easier. So very, very good function. You can download through the menu onto devices, phones. You can set that all up so it's Wi-Fi enabled, or you can use the standard kind of USB charger, which I tend to do, to download images onto the computer if you want to, do that. So it's fully compatible, and little charging port in there for your USB connector. All nice and neat. Your straps well positioned for your harness. Unit weighs 650 grams, so again, not massively heavy, but I mean, this is there's a lot of bang for your bucks here. So there is some weight with it naturally, but not excessively so. Well built, robust, stand weather, operates to low temperatures. What's really not to like? Very, very good unit. Both the Nocpix units that I've tested very much worthy of consideration if you're in the market for a thermal, for sure. Guys at Talon Gear can give you advice on that. The main distributors for these are Hawk. Extremely good unit. I would do so I've been using this now for about a week or so. So that's my first thoughts. The conditions have not been absolutely fantastic because we've had that kind of mizzly, warm, kind of moist atmosphere, which is not the ideal conditions for real sharpness on a thermal. But you'll see through the images, it cuts through that quite well, brilliantly actually. So even in conditions that are not ideal, functions extremely well. So yeah, Nocpix Vista H50R. Good kit.
Well, guys, obviously, hopefully, we'll bring you more on these pieces of kit in the future. But first look at that.
I think these are working tests. So basically, this is from a user's point of view, not from a kind of specialist and a technical point of view. This is what we think of them out in the field, which at the end of the day is what most people want to understand. So not the technical.
The Big Brother's obviously higher budget.
Yeah.
It's a lot more a clearer image and stuff like that, as Chris has probably explained already. But it's, as we said last week.
Well, they can see the footage, can't they? Make people make their own decision.
You just see a thing. You won't see anything with the first one that you won't see with this one. But all you see with this one is a lot more detail. Yeah,
and there are more facilities and functions.
And and record and all that sort of stuff. You can record with the first other one as well. But it just depends on your budget, really, what you want and how much you want to see.
Spend. What's budget?
Your budget, yeah. And how much you want.
Good word, budget.
Do you like that?
Big word for you, that.
These things, again, I did it wrong last week, I went the wrong way. So, talongear.co.uk.
Yeah. Right, okay. So, what else have you been doing?
So this week, so as I say, as you said, we're just about to head out with clients, conducting some level 2 training and also some witnessing.
Yeah, it's a busy week really, isn't it?
It's ideal down here because there's never guaranteed deer when you're out stalking, but you're pretty much you're doing something massively wrong.
Yeah, the guys are going to get a chance. The guys are going to get a chance to shoot a deer. It's down to them whether they actually successfully shoot a deer or not. But to be honest, most occasions they will. And really, it's about getting hands on a carcass, isn't it? And they're going to get hands on a carcass here. So it's a lot of practice. It's in a short period of time normally.
Yeah.
So it's probably the best. And they're out all day. That's the thing.
Yes.
Like whereas a lot of deer species, first light, last light, difficult woodland, thick conifer blocks in Scotland, for example, here they're out in the fields now.
And
so
like roe deer, you might only see 2 or 3 in and out. And
you'd be a group
maybe
here.
4, You might see 200 or 300 sometimes.
But it's also good from a safety point of view because you've got quite a lot of safety issues here. It's identification point of view because they're a very difficult species to identify because mistakes can be expensive, as you've already alluded to, if you shoot a big tusker. So there's a lot of elements to it.
The main thing here is the safe backstop because it's quite flat ground. It's quite you have to actually physically work sometimes, walk around or even go a big detour to get onto a safe backstop.
And we've got a good larder so they can show the larder procedures and the booking in and the deer records. So it's just a good facility to do it, and a lot of guys enjoy it. And it's a bit of a busman's holiday for us. We're 2 weeks in now nearly. Yeah.
Back in
I'm losing my Scottish accent.
Really? Anyway,
Right, anyway, and then finally, we're going to bring you some clips of Chinese water deer. So again, time limited, we're doing this in between clients, but hopefully just get a few shots out and about today. See what Chinese deer look like in the flesh, if you like, a bit of the habit, so you can have a kind of look at that. But we will, your suggestion, so you did have a good idea this year.
So what we're going to look at is doing a series of 6 sort of focus on deer species. So the 6 UK deer species, and we're going to look at doing a focus on each individual one. Ecology of the deer, their habits, areas where they can be found, and any top tips and tricks that we can find while stalking these animals. Again,
it's something we've been asked to do several times, so
and it'll be a good education for the level 1s as well.
Nice for level 1 and 2.
So we'll cover all the level 1 type questions on those videos.
Yeah, good. I'll give you that. Okay. You've had a good idea. Yeah, I'll make a note of that in my diary. How long have you been with us? 3 years?
Don't even go there.
Right, okay. Right, and on that vein, I think it's good night from me.
And it's a good night from him.
And remember, keep liking, subscribing. That's important to us. And as always, watch this space.
Cheers, people.
Thank you.